And now, introducing the hottest new tag team in podcasting, George Feast, Johnny Clash, the Game Marks.
Hey John, how are you this week?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Oh yeah, it's fine. Anyway, welcome to episode number 14 of the Game Marks podcast. My name is George Feast, and I, as always, am here with my tag team partner, independent wrestler Johnny Clash.
Hey.
That was okay, different, but okay.
Oh, we're not going that way the whole time?
No, that's fine. It's just a far cry from what you usually do. Each week on this podcast, we break down the good, the bad, and the awesome of wrestling video games and give it our rating of Play It Forever or Future Endeavor.
You're fired!
This week on the podcast, we are playing Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. But before we get into that, how are you, man? How you been?
You know, I'm hanging in there.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, how about you?
How about them Islanders, though?
Damn Islanders.
I know.
But,
it's great.
more importantly, you said your dog has pink eye?
Yeah, so I have
Did you fart
two
on it?
dogs. No, I have two dogs. One's 3 years old, and one is 7 months old. And the 7-month-old's way of getting the older dog to play with it is that she
To
takes her
fart on
paw and she smacks the other dog in the face. And apparently, she went to go smack the dog in the face and caught his eye, and now he has pink eye.
Oh my god. I've never heard
Yep.
anything like that before, but okay.
Luckily, the vet said it's super common, and you just treat it the same way that you do. Like, if a person gets pink eye, you just flush the eye so that there's no, like, crap in it, and then you just put medicine in, and that's it. But enough about my dog and his buggy eye.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. What about, how you feel about Chikara?
So we've been talking. I made the decision to finally go ahead and get a gaming PC this Black Friday.
Wow, welcome to the club, man. It's been a long, crazy, wild ride, but I'm glad you're finally here.
I'm a Big Mac guy. I own 4 in my house. Just switched over to the iPhone recently. I've been Android forever. And now I'm going back to a PC, but it's fine. I want to play games like Chikara. I want to play Gears of War. Mostly Gears of War. You know, maybe get back into some Counter-Strike.
Oh, dude, listen. Don't get me started on Counter-Strike. I've been playing that game for way too long.
It's been at least 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, that game's been out for a long, long time.
Long time. Anyway, are you a fan of Rick and Morty?
I am.
Did you catch the new season?
I did. I watched the first episode. I think I, was a little late to it. I think we only watched it, maybe 2 days ago.
All right. I mean, that's not that far.
Yeah, we were off by, a day or two, but we're just not, we've never been, sit in front of the television, when a show airs for anything except for Game of Thrones.
And it's late on a weekend.
Yeah.
All right, well, I watched it twice. I'm a big fan. So with that, I was in the App Store, and I just came across a game that's apparently been out for 2 years already called Pocket Mortys.
Yeah, I've played it. It's a lot of fun.
It's basically a Pokemon parody.
Yeah,
I've never seen it before, but it's hilarious.
There's rumor that there's weird little hidden Easter eggs throughout the game that tell you potential future events based on the kind of Morty that they have. So they have a Morty that has I think the maximum level Morty has some weird characters on his shirt, and apparently if you decipher the characters on his shirt, it gives you a message. So there's people frantically trying to figure out what the I guess what the message is and how it relates to the new season. And
It probably
apparently
means
there's
absolutely nothing.
I would be willing to bet that knowing the creators of this show and like what they've done with the show so far, it's probably going to be like a joke that just says like LOL or something.
Like wubba lubba dub dub.
Yeah, or it'll say like, you know, Szechuan sauce or something.
Have you ever had that?
No, I missed out when they did like 100 packets at every McDonald's.
Yeah, no, I haven't had it. Why don't we talk about what we launched last week that is catching like wildfire? So we are partnering with two major research hospitals, St. Jude's and Cohen's Medical. And so far, the reception has been outstanding. We can't thank everybody who donated enough so far, but we need to keep going. We need to push this thing to the limit. If everybody that listens to this damn podcast every week gave us $1 or $2, we will be set and we will give these children a hell of a holiday.
Absolutely. This is about fighting the good fight and giving a little bit extra this holiday season so that some really amazing and brave and strong kids can have arguably the best Christmas that they could possibly have, just because they'll see how many people want to help them and want to make sure that they have an amazing holiday experience.
Yeah, and let's clarify the rules for a second. So, there's two ways to donate. The first way, we have a donate link on our website, which is gamemarkspod.com/donate. That goes to our PayPal account, and at the end, we're going to take it all, every single cent of it, and donate it to St. Jude's.
Yeah, and to what John said, not a single cent will go to us. This is 100% a charitable donation. Every dollar, every cent that you give to us will go directly to St. Jude's.
So with each dollar that is donated, it all accumulates. If you go on our social media, if you go on our website, we have a chart with tiers. So every $50, another tier unlocks. Whether it's a bonus episode, whether it's we giving out some swag, some galvanized grips. We could even have our wives do an episode.
Oh, yeah, and who doesn't want that? Two people who know very little about wrestling and even less probably about video games.
What's the last video game your wife has played?
So I think we've talked about it once or twice on the podcast. My wife is actually a video gamer, but she's not a wrestling video gamer. So she plays like Kingdom Hearts and Spyro and like Crash Team Racing.
All right, the most we got on this end is Crash Bandicoot.
Okay. It's something. It's not like, you know, she's never held like a video game controller. She's not gonna be like, I haven't held a video game controller since Sega Genesis.
Well, so why don't you tell them about the second way to donate to the Gameboree?
So the second way, and this is exclusively for Cohen's Children's Medical Center, will be that we have put together a Amazon wish list. And that Amazon wish list has everything from consoles to video games to controllers to, you know, and when we say video games, we mean everything from Madden to like the Lego Star Wars series. Like, it's everything.
And a lot of this stuff looks pretty old because it is. We spoke to Cohen's Hospital directly. We asked what they would need, what they want, what the kids play. Basically, they have a lot of Xbox 360s there. They don't have that many modern systems in the rooms. So we have to get Xbox 360 games primarily rated E through teen, because a lot of these kids are very little, and they have to be brand new. They obviously, because it's a hospital, they can't have the germs. You know, you can't have your booger hands all over your old used Batman Begins or whatever and hand it to a sick kid.
And, you know, I've been trying to make this so that when we talk about it, it's as uplifting and positive as possible. But
yeah,
it's a very, you know, pardon my French, it's a very shitty situation that there are kids who are going to be sick and, you know, going through some really, really rough times, especially during the holiday season. It sucks all year round, 365 days. But to have to go through this, especially during the holidays, that makes it tough on everybody. So us banding together as a community, as a group, to make even the tiniest bit of positive energy go their way in way of video games, just making the holidays a little more fun, a little lighter, just, it helps more than you would think. So that's the main reason why we're doing this. So, I think you'll agree with me, John. We try not to talk about it in a negative where we're like, these are sick kids, they need our help, blah, blah, blah. But like, the nitty gritty is that's the situation, and we want to help make this a better situation in any way that we can. So collecting money, collecting games, just something to lift the spirits during the holiday season.
Absolutely. Anything like this can lift their spirits, and who knows, can make them better just by bringing them the joy of these games. So like we said, we could donate to St. Jude's. We can go on the Amazon wish list, and you could buy a game. It comes directly to us. And on December 15th, we are going to go to Cohen's Children's Medical Center. We are going to hand deliver every single one of these games. And why don't we document this all on video so everyone can be uplifted, everyone can feel the holiday spirit, and everyone can see kind of, just how good it feels to help.
Yeah, and you'll actually be able to see the effect and how much we were all able to pull together to bring to Cohen's Medical Center. And it all makes a difference.
And you get cool stuff just for donating. Everyone that donates gets entered in the drawings for whatever we're giving away at that tier. So let's get going.
It's plain and simple, guys. We're asking everybody to step up, get involved, do some good. This holiday season, let's make a difference.
Well said. How about we get into some gaming news now?
Let's do it. Take me through.
All right. So, WWE 2K20, everybody's favorite game this year.
It's on everyone's Christmas list.
Did we get a new patch? No. Did we get, I don't know, Demon Finn Balor? Yes.
Yeah, actually we did.
So, what? I don't even get what it is, to be honest.
So, I think this can best be summed up by our friends over at Space Zamboni.
I was going to bring this up.
Yeah. So, and it makes sense. So they said Finn Balor is supposed to have these crazy demonic powers. He rises up like the Brood from his fiery circle. And then he teleports 5 feet to the edge of the ring. And then he does a little taunt. And then he teleports another 5 feet to the ring apron. But then also somehow doesn't damage the ring apron with fire.
No, I mean, you've seen Inferno matches. That just doesn't happen. It's gimmick fire.
Oh, it's okay.
Gimmick, yeah.
From Fires Are Us. Got it.
I don't know. I think we just kind of have to deal with the fact that this is this year's game and this is the direction they're going, and we're going to get silly stuff like this.
I mean, the model itself is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's got like a lava Darth Maul thing going on.
You know what it reminds me of? Did you ever see This Is the End?
Yes. Their rendition of the devil.
Their rendition of the devil when he's just big and has a really long schlong.
It could be worse. It could be this Pick of Destiny devil.
Oh, God. We had enough Jack Black in this podcast.
Nacha!
So like we said, we're playing this game. We're preparing an episode for this game. I would consider even making it a bonus episode just in case people want to skip it. That's up to, I guess, something we just have to decide.
Maybe we could put it up to a poll.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we should handle it.
Yeah. We have enough content that we don't need it, but I feel like some people are waiting for it. I guess. The quicker we get it over with, the better.
Yeah.
Speaking of, one of the tiers in Gameboree, you can get a signed copy of 2K20 by Chris Statlander,
Oh, friend of the pod.
friend of the pod, appeared on AEW Dark this week. So other than 2K20, we got a new Pokemon game this week. I don't know if you're into that. I kind of gave up around, I don't know, Silver and Gold, but
Definitely didn't pre-order it, and I'm picking it up tomorrow.
hey, it's still fun.
As we record this, it's tomorrow.
I don't have anything that'll play them anymore, so I don't. But let me tell you,
highly recommend the Switch.
yeah,
Switch
if I had a
is
Switch, I would be playing it too.
it's an unbelievable console. I really think that this may be a benchmark for how systems are made in the future. Like
Yeah, I hope
after
so.
the PS5.
I hope so. So, Walmart announced some Black Friday deals, which I think are pretty sweet. I've
Alright.
been in a Walmart on Black Friday, and I will say I will never do that again. The new Arcade 1-Up gaming cabinets, most of them are on sale for only $249, which is about $60 off. The Star Wars one is $449 with the riser, which comes extra with every cabinet you buy. It's not included. With the riser
Cool.
especially, I don't think the riser is necessary unless you want the thing standing height, but if you're lazy like me, you're fine sitting, you don't need the riser.
I mean,
I guess you want that arcade feel, and you're going to get the riser.
and like the riser looks like it's designed, like it's got like some, it's got some print that goes with the rest of the cabinet. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's a sweet looking cabinet.
Yeah.
I would rock the hell out of this. I would love this.
I know you would.
Where's my man cave?
So there are other deals. There's a PlayStation bundle with The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and a 1 terabyte hard drive for only $199.
Wow.
The red and gold controllers.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah. The red and gold controllers are marked down to $39. And the Xbox One bundle is $349 with all 5 Gears of War games.
Oh, well, I guess we know what Clash is getting on Black Friday.
See, it's either that or the gaming PC, so we'll see. I already have played the first 3.5 Gears of War games, if you want to count Judgment, which I was not a big fan of. So, are you on board with the Disney Plus yet?
Oh yeah, I've already watched Mandalorian. I made my wife sit through X-Men animated series and Spider-Man animated series,
Okay.
at least 2 episodes.
I actually went with Mighty Ducks, the animated series, first.
Okay, now can I tell you about a very, very special hidden gem on Disney Plus?
Sure.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah. That's on my watch list. Haven't got to
It's-
it yet, though.
Phenomenal.
I think I'll watch anything with him in it.
Yeah, he's great.
I actually started Agent Carter, which is a couple of years old, but I never watched it, and I love Captain America, so figured I'd give
Alright.
that a shot. Because I'm a big Captain America fan, so I figured I'd give it a shot because it's something I never watched when it was actually on.
Now, that's not a show that had like a really long shelf life. So, did you finish it? Or are you a couple episodes in?
No, I only watched the first 2. It's only 2 seasons, and they're like about 8 episodes each.
What do you think so far?
I like it. I mean, I like anything Captain America. He's one of the most, I think, underrated movie
Agreed.
series. Yeah. I feel like he's
I 100%
very,
agree.
if you think about it, he's very boring. That's how I went into watching Marvel movies. Like, oh, Captain America, this is going to suck. No. Winter Soldier is my number 1 Marvel movie.
Yeah, I was always a big Winter Soldier fan. Now, I think it's time that we move on and we go to what is rapidly approaching and rapidly becoming both of our favorite parts of this show, the question of the week.
So this week, the question of the week is sponsored by Galvanized Grips. Galvanized Grips sells customized controller grips, skins, and other cool items to enhance your gaming experience. Their grips fit on PS4 and Xbox One controllers and come in a variety of different colors and patterns to match your gaming style. Check out their shop at galvanizedgrips.com and use code GameMarks at checkout to receive 10% off. That's GAMEMARKS at checkout. 10% off.
So, this week, it is John's turn to ask a question. What do you got for me this week?
Okay, so my question. With this kind of actually is kind of like a part 2 of your question from last week.
Okay.
So we've seen Death Stranding come out and get a pretty good reception so far.
Okay, yeah.
If you could choose another celebrity or public figure to star in like an open world action game that's not movie related, brand new, a new story, who would you pick?
That's a loaded question.
Is it?
Because it's gotta be someone who has.
I got one answer, and I think it's the answer. But I'll wait for you.
Like, is The Rock a cop out?
He's number 1 on my list right now, Dwayne Johnson.
Like, I feel like that just makes sense. Like, he's already been in video games. He is the highest paid actor for like the last 2 years.
Can you see him in an open world game?
Yeah, and like even the bad movies that he puts out are still pretty good. Like,
think of something like The Rundown or Walking Tall, where he's just the. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
You know what?
He's just the man.
Just take Metal Gear Solid and redo it, but make Snake The Rock and adjust the gameplay so that he is just The Rock running through, just dropping Samoan drops and people's elbows on.
Here are my other 2 that I wrote down. Scarlett Johansson.
All right. Well, yeah.
You know, something like Tomb Raider.
Or, I mean, you could just do like a Black Widow video game.
I said not movie related, like a brand new story, like Norman Reedus in Death Stranding.
Okay. So
I could see them using her model.
Yeah, for like a Tomb Raider or like a female. I guess that's like female Uncharted.
Yeah. So here's my last one. It's gonna sound a little weird, but this is a new.
Is it Tom Green?
No, but this is a new action star. He's just started getting into action movies. I think it's great. I think it works. I think he's actually perfect
Idris
for
Elba.
it. Not who I'm thinking of. Good choice. What about John Krasinski?
Oh, Jim?
Good old
Jim
Jack
from The
Ryan.
Office?
Good old Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
No, you didn't see like A Quiet Place or anything?
No, I
There's
know
more
him
to
from
him.
The Office.
There's more to him than paper.
No.
Yes.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
All right. Well, that was my list.
Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
I'm glad we both at least agreed on Dwayne Johnson.
No, I think John Krasinski would be good too.
Yeah, and like a war style game.
It's just hard. It's hard to see him as, you know, because we watched The Office recently.
Yeah, but
so it's like very hard. Yeah.
You just got to grow that heel beard and you're good. So that's the question this week. Georgie, why don't you take us to the deep dive?
All right. But before we get into the deep dive, our hashtag deep dive is sponsored by Create a Pro Wrestling. On December 20th, Create a Pro Wrestling returns to Hicksville, New York for Santa's Sleigh. Featuring the Create a Pro champion, VSK, the Cap TV champion, friend of the pod, Chris Statlander, Eric James, Alex Reynolds, Jack Tomlinson, and of course, my tag team partner, everybody's favorite, and one half of the tag team champions, Mr. Johnny Clash. All of this and so much more, so don't miss out. Tickets are flying fast, so head over to creativeprowrestling.com and get yours today. All right, well.
Yeah, come to that show. You know why? Because I'm going to be defending my Cap Tag Team Champion with Spite. And you know who we're going to be wrestling? The Shook Crew. Bryce Donovan and Bobby Orlando. So come on down and watch the slaughter of the Shook Crew. Maybe they'll write a song about it.
See, I'm torn because I kind of like Bobby Orlando, but I do this podcast with you.
All right, well, I like Bobby Orlando too, and I'm still going to beat him.
I mean, I guess if it comes to like, you know, you have to like defend your honor and you want to stay the tag team champion, I guess it makes sense.
You'll do a run-in to defend my honor?
No, you want to defend your honor.
Oh, okay. All right, so Tell us about Fire Pro Wrestling Returns.
So, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, published by 3 different companies depending on where you bought the game. The game was either published by Spike if you were in Japan, by 505 Games if you were in Europe, or by Age Tech if you were in North America. But regardless of where you play the game, it was always developed by Spike. It was released... Not Spike TV, just Spike.
So it's not a TNA game.
It's not a TNA game.
Okay.
So this game was released in Japan on September 15th, 2005, in North America on November 13th, 2007, and in Europe, February 8th, 2008. Now, the game was released on PlayStation 2, but in 2013, April 23rd to be more specific, it was released on the PlayStation Network for the PlayStation 3, which means it got a little bit of a resurgence in popularity after its first initial run, which is kind of cool, because that's how I originally played this game, was that it was re-released on the PlayStation Network. I bought it, I played it. Now, in terms of the roster,
this roster is insane.
There's roughly 375 wrestlers spanning Japanese federations, American wrestling federations, and the world of Ultimate Fighting.
I think that was my favorite part, the Ultimate Fighters.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think that rivals most UFC games in terms of like how fun it is. I'll throw head kick.
Yeah.
I'll throw head kicks as Miracle Crow Cop all day.
Oh, I was a Forrest Griffin head kick guy.
So there's no words to describe how massive this roster is. So do you want to just kind of go name for name, or just kind of, I guess we'll read off some of the bigger names that we came across?
Yeah, so these aren't the licensed names. It's just a likeness with made up names. So we actually made a list of the real names that are in it.
And it's not everyone, because like we said, there's 375 people, and we don't want to do that as much as you guys don't want to listen to that. So we just pulled out the big ones that we knew, the ones that were either very, very obvious, or, after looking at some of the information in their bio, was pretty obvious who they were. So why don't you kick us off here?
All right. Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Shinsuke Nakamura, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tiger Mask 4, Josh Barnett, Masahiro Chono, Yuji Nagata, Scott Norton, Jushin Thunder Liger, Gedo, Minoru Tanaka, Tatsumi Fujinami, Maso Saito, Tiger Mask, Dynamite Kid, Great Muta, Kaz Hayashi, Akira, D'Lo Brown, Giant Bernard, Giant Baba, Dory Funk Jr., Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, Masahiro Misawa, Kenta Kobashi, Rick Steiner, Low-Ki, Steve Corino, Jinsei Shinzaki, Great Sasuke, Taka Michinoku, Hayabusa, Dick Togo, Taiji Ishimori, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Abdul the Butcher, Tiger Jeet Singh, Road Warrior Animal, Road Warrior Hawk, Vader, Steve Williams, Sting, Rikishi, Bam Bam Bigelow, Jeff Jarrett, Sabu, AJ Styles, Petey Williams, Andre the Giant, Terry Funk, Terry Gordy, Bret Hart, Davey Boy Smith, Dos Caras Jr., Negro Casas, Dr. Wagner Jr., Mil Mascaras, Juventud Guerrero, Minoru Suzuki, Fedor, Antonio Rodrigo Noguera, Mirko Krokop, Don Fry, Mark Coleman, Vanderlei Silva, Quentin Rampage Jackson, Bob Sapp, Royce Gracie, Ken Shamrock, Asia Kong, Bull Nakano, Carl Gotch, Lou Thez, and Ricky Dozan. Easy for me to say.
Right, so now it's my turn to go?
Yeah.
You read them all.
I was on a roll.
You piece of shit.
I think it was better for all of us that I read them.
Oh my God. Just remember, any names that were butchered through the process of this, send your hateful tweets to @JClash21.
All right, well, why don't you read the match types?
Okay, so there are match types and then there's match modes. So in terms of match types, you have a normal match, a cage match, a barbed wire death match, a landmine match, an SWA rules match, an S1 match, and gruesome fighting. And then for match modes, you have exhibition, tournament, league, team battle, battle royale, title match, and matchmaker. Now, There also is an edit mode, which would allow you to edit specific wrestlers, a referee, a ring, a logo, a title belt, or a group. So the edit wrestler feature allows you to rename the wrestler is like the main thing. So if you wanted to, you knew who a wrestler was, you wanted to rename them to their real name and not their Fire Pro name, that's like the major feature. Obviously, you can do other things like, edit their attire, change their colors of their gear and stuff like that. But I mean, when I played this game last time, it was mainly, granted that was close to 10 years ago, but we mainly use it just to rename people, just because that's, it was fun that way.
Yeah, there's no way I would ever do that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have to go through and rename, 375 people. That's a lot.
No.
It's a big order, my friend. All right, so why don't you take us through some of these reviews?
All right. OneUp.com gives it an A+. Famitsu, 31 out of 40. GameSpot, 7 out of 10. GameSpy, 4.5 out of 5. IGN, 7 out of 10. OPM, 9 out of 10. PSM, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And 411 Mania, 10 out of 10. And a 9.7 out of 10.
Okay.
So pretty good overall.
Yeah, pretty renowned for their gameplay and all the mechanics that go into the game. So I'm not surprised that this got rated very high.
Where?
What?
Where was this? Where was this good?
Where was the game good?
Where was any of this 10 out of 10 stars?
I mean, the animations were kind of great.
Okay, so starting the game, you get really bad, horrible background music in the menu. Then you get flaming text up top from flamingtext.com probably. You try to go into a match, it's 30 settings before you could even get into it, with 10 options under each 30 settings. It's insane. You get into the match, it's my absolute favorite 3/4 camera angle. So if you want to run, right and left, don't bother. You're not running right and left, which is the way your guy moves. You can't hit him. Hitting a move, forget about it. It's extremely hard. You want to throw a punch, it might not hit the guy. You want to be standing on the guy and throw a punch, not going to hit him. You want to lock up, good luck. You want to do a grapple move, good luck. Maybe you want to hit a guy with an elbow drop off the top, not going to happen. It's
so like collision leaves a little bit to be desired.
Everything left a little to be desired. There was not one fun aspect of a wrestling match in this game until we did a straight up MMA fight. Then it was somewhat fun playing as Rampage Jackson.
Rampage versus Boss Rutan.
Yeah, if this was an MMA game, I think I would like it a little more. But the fact that it's a wrestling game and it's absolute dog shit, I hate it. And I'm sure everyone's gonna be like, oh, you hate Fire Pro? Fire Pro is the best wrestling game ever. Well, guess what? No, it's not. For the people saying, oh, all these people are buying 2K20 just to be disappointed. Why don't you play a real game like Fire Pro? There's alternates. This is not an alternate to 2K20. This isn't even in the same league as a 2K game. This has nothing I would ever want to play again in my life.
So, your rating?
Play it forever. Just kidding. Very much a future endeavor.
You're fired!
How about you?
Wow. For once, you're the long-winded one on this podcast. That's nuts. I think I'm gonna play it forever.
Woo!
Just because there's aspects of the game that I thought were fun. And I don't know. I would go back and play it again. I played a little bit of the single player back in the day.
Yeah,
I've been kind of curious.
I know there's a bunch of these games too, so I'm gonna try and go into the other ones we play a little more.
Well,
open.
There's a new one that just came out. I want to say a year or two ago. That's pretty much like kitted out for New Japan. So you have people like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Cody, and it's a lot of familiar faces in that game.
All right, well, as long as the stuff I named that I just hate got fixed, then maybe I'll like it. But It's not comparable to any modern game. It's a beat 'em up arcade style. I would almost say I'd rather play.
I swear to God, if you say Super Brawl.
I would rather play Super Brawl than play this, because at least I know who I'm picking in the roster, and there's not 300 names to go through and 30 settings before I even get into a match. Yeah, I said it. I said I'd rather play Super Brawl.
I mean, do we want to talk about the Clash at the Feast, or do you want to just tell them what happened?
Go ahead. We can talk about it.
We did a Clash at the Feast, and we did an MMA style fight after having
What's it called? A gruesome
several
twosome
matches
or whatever?
It's called the gruesome match. It's UFC rules, so it's you pick as how many rounds you want to go, and if you go the distance, it's judge's score. Otherwise, it's TKO or submission. And I picked Boss Rutan, or his Fire Pro equivalent, and Mr. Clash had picked Quentin Rampage Jackson, or his Fire Pro equivalent. And yes,
I think
Boss Rutan can throw knees to the back of the head, and they're
went on
quite
for
deadly.
like a whole minute.
It's
But I think this was
really
the more fun part of the game, the MMA part.
yeah. I would 100% go back and do this again.
I don't think I would.
Like just the MMA part.
If I own this game, I don't think I'd ever play the wrestling part, just because the MMA part was that much better.
I could see that. I can understand. So yeah, that's what we did. We played the MMA style match, and those, like I said, those knees to the back of the head were just a little bit too much. And I mean, I think this may be the least you ever care about losing a match, but
I wanted
your winner this week is me. It's George. So
no, I'm not even playing your music. Let's just no.
Can you play the title music here?
That's
Just
right.
so everybody can experience how bad the title music is?
Yeah, okay.
all right,
I never want to hear that music again in my life.
So why don't you do this? Why don't you tell everybody what we're playing next week on the pod?
Next week on the podcast, we will be playing the PlayStation Classic Power Move Pro Wrestling from our favorite Activision.
Now, you ever played this before?
Never.
Me either, but I've heard a lot of buzz about it back in the day, but never quite got around to playing it. So, kind of excited to see if this game holds up and what we think of it.
Well, it's by Activision, and it's probably, I would think, somewhat similar to like Attitude, Warzone, ECW. So let's see.
As long as it's not another Fire Pro game, right?
As long as it's not another Fire Pro game.
Great, because you know that there's like 14 of them.
Great. We'll spread them out.
All right, that's fine. All right, so that's going to do it for us this week on the Game Marks podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all forms of social media at Game Marks Pod. Please leave us a review and a rating on iTunes, and subscribe to us wherever great podcasts can be found. And before we close out this episode, we just wanted to remind everybody once again about Gamebury 2019. This is a chance for us to really get involved and show some amazing kids that there's people who care about them and want to make sure that they have an amazing holiday experience this year.
Yeah, so like we said, there's two ways to donate. So you could donate via our website, gamemarkspod.com/donate, or you could visit our Amazon wishlist, also on our website, and make a difference today.
As always, we like to close this podcast out with my buddy Johnny Clash saying something stupid.
Wubba lubba dub dub!